Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to a very quick video. I've managed to go into PTR and play Brigitte, the new hero in the game, the sort of the tanky support hybrid hero that is, well, just been introduced. Hero number 27, Torbjorn's daughter. What do I think? She's an interesting one. She's got a really interesting kit, this kind of paladin hybrid. I've seen this kind of thing be tried before, this sort of vampiric healing idea, where you hit targets and you do AoE healing. It's always caused me concerns, but with playing it, something very interesting happened. Let me tell you the core thing that Brigitte is extremely good at. Like, better than no one else. Well, two things, really. First, peel in general. She is amazing at peeling for supports. Like, oh my god, if Tracer or Genji are trying to get onto your supports, you put armor on them, it makes them really, really tough to kill, and then you just try and get the stun, you get the knockback. It's really powerful. Like, it's a really, really strong thing to do. You can shut down flankers, you can shut down anyone trying to kill your support line, no problem. She's so good at that. The other thing she's really good at is shitting all over Dragon Blades, and I don't know if you'll see it in the footage on the background, but my god, I had this Genji's number non-stop, because Genji wants to get in close, he wants to get up to you, he wants to try and like slash you down, and you just stun him, knock him back, hit him a couple times, and down he goes, no problem. And because you have that 250 or more hit points, you're not going to go down easy. So it's like, she's really tough to crack. Now then, my biggest issue and my big concern with Brigitte, Jesus, it feels like Moira's still brand new because she's only just creeping into the meta. Anyway, with Brigitte is, where does she fit on the team? In my mind, it's going to still be difficult to sort of justify her past that initial, oh my god, it's a new hero, let's try and play her and put her in everything. The big issue I can see is she's very limited in range. Like, you do not get any range benefit, and if you can't do stuff, like if you can't hit anything, then you're not generating much healing. You're just sort of getting this sort of nice heal boost every 5 seconds, which is a decent chunk. Like, it's a good range heal as well, like it has a really long range on it. But it's not quite enough. So if the enemy team plays like long range and pokey, you are really going to struggle as Brigitte, because like you're never going to get into range to anything to actually smack them around, which is, half the fun. Now, how does this fit into a team? Well, I kind of see it, and like this is where she's at in my mind, which is you take like Zarya and Roadhog and sort of the archetypical off tank. They are like tank DPS hybrids, right? They do tanking and they do DPS. In my mind, Brigitte kind of serves as that same role, where you have her as either this sort of off-tank that is going to protect your supports, or going to lead the charge at the front. You still play your two normal healers, you still play your two normal supports, but you have Brigitte as sort of this extra force on the battlefield, because she does quite a lot of damage if she can get into like a brawl. So if there is a big punch up on the point, for example, she will do a lot of damage. Any map that's sort of claustrophobic and indoorsy, she's going to do very well. Any map that's more open and more high ground oriented, she's going to really struggle, because she's never going to be able to hit anything, so you're never going to get the healing factor, and when she's not providing healing and not able to hit things, she's not very interesting, unfortunately. And that, like, I know there's going to be a couple of people going, oh, but she's amazing, she's awesome, and like visually I love her design, she looks super cool. I have a friend who's been playing a character very much like Brigitte in like every RPG known to man, and played it in D&D as well, which is sort of this red-headed paladin sort of character, this protector from the people, that kind of stuff. And like, it's very nice to see that kind of resonance there and that sort of character archetype being filled. But I don't see it being this must pick. Now, what's very interesting to me was when Blizzard came out very early on and said, hey, this new hero is going to change up the meta. And does this hero change up the meta? How does she do that? Well, one or two interesting bits and pieces. This is the most armor-centric hero that has ever been released in Overwatch, which is, I find that kind of interesting. I find that somewhat, especially with, the time of the Sombra buff, and Sombra is going to be super important, that armor is going to be vital in protecting people. She can't just, like, melt it away like a Lucio sound barrier, for example. And the thing with that ultimate, the rally, like, that armor is long-lasting, if not infinite. So as long as you have it, then it's not going to go away. So everyone gets a huge boost of hit points when they're fighting around Brigitte, and that is really powerful. The other factor is sort of, that peeling factor. It's going to be so hard, especially for Genji's. I can see Genji's absolutely loathing this person, although Tracer as well might have one or two issues. I think with Tracer it's just a matter of dodging the charge, but the way she swings that flail, that arc that she has on it, really does make it difficult for a Tracer to get in, and if you do mess up, you're going to die. If anything, like anything that Brigitte gets into close range of, she will have a pretty strong fight against. I think she'll still struggle against like Reaper, she might even struggle against McCree, because it'll be easy to get a flashbang past her barrier, but a lot of heroes, yeah, I think she'll do pretty well in like fighting one-on-one, and that is where you want sort of your main peel tank to be. You want sort of people you want to dive into you, and like this is where I think she'll shine, is in any kind of anti-dive comp. If you run her in anything like that, she's going to make your team nigh undiveable. Like, this is going to really put the dampener onto Genji, onto Tracers. Will it put the dampener on Sombra? Is another question entirely, because I can, like, she has a very heavy kit, like she has a lot of abilities, like her passive as well is that AoE healing. I don't know how Hack interacts with that passive, but I imagine because it disables a lot of passives now, it might even disable her healing. Like, it disables Lucio's songs, so it'll probably disable Brigitte's, I keep wanting to say Moira, Brigitte's healing, and that is kind of an issue. So in my mind, she might still be very vulnerable to Sombra, and we'll see how that goes. I think she's going to be extremely vulnerable to hacks as well, but yeah. She seems fun, I like her visual design, I think she's interesting, it's just I don't see where she's going to fit in, where you wouldn't want Moira and Mercy or something like that, or Moira Zen. Like, definitely not going to be replacing Zenyatta anytime soon, I imagine. She might be replacing one of the off-tank slots, depending on how strong she is and how often you can get into brawls and how sort of easy it is to get into these close-range fights. But if the enemy team is running a Brigitte, my advice, just try and fight from as long a range as possible and try and gun targets down from there, because if you do that, she's not going to do anything. Alright guys, this is just a very quick video after playing a game. I wanted to sort of gush a little bit and say, hey look, new hero. It's pretty cool. I think she's pretty cool. She looks cool. I'll try and get some regular updates on the channel. I've had a really busy couple of weeks, but should be back to normal now. Toodles.
Might need a few adjustments. A little extra.
Rendezvous at my position.
Ready for more.
It's hand.
The unit is almost ready.
Jag fixar dig.
I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts. I'm ready to unleash the wolf.
Get in there. Get behind me.
The objective is mine.
Come on, guys. GG. See you guys.